Hello everyone, this is American Idioms Part 101. This is Part 101 in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 501 to 505. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then I'll give you the answers along with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 501. Better late than never. And the example is, last week, I asked my son to rake the leaves in our backyard, and he told me that he would do it. But it actually took him 2 weeks to finish it, so I guess it's better late than never that he did the job. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B. Doing something late is better than not doing it. Or we say not doing it at all, or never doing it. Like in our example, this person asked their son to rake the leaves in their backyard, and it seems like from the example that their son would do it quickly, or maybe in a few days. But instead, it took him 2 weeks to actually do it. So that's why he said, well, it's better late than never. At least he did it. Here's another example. I wanted to finish painting my bedroom last weekend, but it took me a few days longer. So I guess it was better late than never that I finished it. Same situation here where this person wanted something done at a specific time, which was the weekend, and it took them longer, right? So they eventually did finish painting, but it was later than they expected. Or, as we say, better late than never. Now for number 502. Call it a day. And the example is, I worked hard on my essay last night and I thought I would be able to finish it, but I had to call it a day after 4 hours because I was exhausted. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is A. To say that a day's work or a task has been completed for the time being. All right, now in this case, it's not a day's work, it's a job or a task that the person was finished with for that time being, which was that night, because they were tired. Okay, so we say, well, let's call it a day. Let's end the work now. Let's end the job now. All right, this is a very common way to say it. Here's another example. We were forced to call it a day after the power went out during the snowstorm. All right, in this case, they didn't have power at their workplace or wherever they were, and they couldn't finish their job. So what did they say? Let's call it a day. Let's stop doing the work now. Okay? And then we'll come back and finish it up another day. All right, this is how this is used. And now for number 503. By the skin of one's teeth. And the example is, I passed my English exam by the skin of my teeth. I'd better study harder next time. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B. something that almost didn't happen. Like in our example, the person almost failed their English test. We say this if something, let's say, just barely or very narrowly happens, like passing an exam with a very low score, right? It could have went the other way. You could have not passed the test, right? There was a very thin margin, as we say. Kind of like skin, how thin skin is. Here's another example. The new bakery in the downtown area of our city is surviving, but only by the skin of its teeth because of all its competition in the area. So, this bakery is narrowly surviving or barely surviving because of the competition. Okay, this is how this is used. And now for number 504, grin and bear it. And the example is, I hate working for a mean boss, but I'll grin and bear it because this job pays me a lot more than my previous job. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to endure a difficult situation. This is what it means. If you grin and bear something, like our example, the person hated their boss. They didn't like their boss because he was mean. But they were going to endure it, grin and bear it, because the job paid so well, right? It paid more than their previous job, right? So they endured this person, this mean person as a boss. Like our next example. I hate birthday parties, but I'll grin and bear one next week when I attend my uncle's because he's very old and not feeling well, so it might be his last one. Now, in this case, the person didn't like birthday parties, but they were going to endure a birthday party, their uncle's, because he was old and maybe it would be the last one before he died. Got it? All right, and now for number 505. To pass something off as something. And the example is, I passed off Herman as my brother, so we could take advantage of the family discount at the restaurant. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is A, to pretend someone or something is something or someone else. This is what happened in our example. This person was pretending that this person, Herman, was their brother so that they could get the discount at the restaurant, right? They were passing this person off as their brother, right? Pretending. Like our next example. The owner of that store was trying to pass off fakes as valuable antiques, but my friend wasn't fooled by him and didn't buy anything in the store. In this case, this store owner was trying to pass off fakes or pretend that some of the items were antiques when they were really fake. Okay, they weren't antiques. Okay, he was trying to pass them off, as we say. Got it? That's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, and please like and share the video to support the channel. And remember what I always say, keep practicing. See you next time.